Just so you know, this is all in my opinion, and the rankings go: S is the best, A is the second best, B is third best, C is like mid, D is right below it, and then F. So S is the best, F is the worst. So now let's get into the actual ranking. We are starting at Outpost. Outpost is fun to play around with, but it did replace the hill map, and it's really just not the best because you can't play hide and seek in it or anything. So I'm going to give hill a tier because of it. It would have been S tier, but it did replace Hill. Rest in peace, Hill. Which was a really good map. And you rarely are able to find hills in people's private anymore. So that's why it is A tier. Next up, we have Skate Park. It's really fun to mess around with, but at the same time, kind of like Outpost. It's a no pin zone, so you can't actually play hide and seek in it. So it's really just mess around with your sled and things like that, which is really the only reason I don't like it that much, because you can't really play it without a sled, and people don't always like giving sleds. So this map is going to be a C tier. Now let's get to the next map. Next up, we have Fortress. It's really fun. You can actually play hide and seek in it, and it's just really fun and good to play in overall. And you can meet some pretty nice people. A lot of new players like to come here, but then at the same time, a lot of really good players who aren't anywhere near new like to come here, and it's just really fun. So that's why I am going to give this map a tier because there are a mixture of community. So one lobby you could go in and be like, oh, Fortress is the best because of the community, but then it ends up being the worst because of the community. So it's really just the community that puts this down to A tier and not S tier. But yeah, let's get to the next map. Next up, we have Blue House, and Blue House is one of the original maps. It's really good and just fun to play because it's really just has everything. You can climb a tree per se. You can hide inside of the actual house. You can just do it to do your quests and so on. And overall, it's just super good. It's an amazing map. So I'm going to be giving it S tier. And yeah, S tier is really just the only thing that suits it. It's one of the most played maps. Everyone loves it, and it's the one map that everyone can come back to and have fun with. But let's go on to the next map. Now we are in Starter House, one of the first maps that are actually like people play in and do random things in. Most people would think Blue House would be that, but no, Blue House is more of do your quests and play hide and seek in it, not like build something or anything like that. You can get this guy out of this little cage, and people sky base a lot, which can get annoying. But that is why I'm going to be giving this map a B tier because there's a lot of toxic people in Starter House, and there's way too many sky basers and things, so you really can't play too much. Because, like, if you want a new round of hide and seek, you can't get that because of sky basers. And it's just overall annoying to deal with. So that's why this is a B tier. Now let's get to the next map. Okay, now we are at theater, which the theater, they just revamped it basically. So it's no longer the plain old disgusting and not fun to play in theater. It is basically a plaza comeback, in my opinion. They added all the stuff from Plaza back, like the hot air balloons and stuff, which is just pretty cool. So, this map is just really fun to play in now. Even though it's a no pin zone with that guy right there, it's still really fun to play now because of this revamp, which is why I'm going to be giving it a tier, because it turned into one of those really fun maps and you can't really stop playing once you get into it. And it's also, they keep on revamping theater, so it's basically just giving us a bunch of butt coins now. And that's why it's A tier. So let's go to the next map. Next up, we have Playground. Overall, really fun to play around in. You can just do quests, you can just talk to people, you can actually play, and you can just do really anything. You can even sky base, and it will still be fun. So that's why I really like this map. Like, look at this. And I'm all the way over here. It's just overall really fun. And I'm going to give this an S tier because of all those facts. You can do really anything here, so it just makes it really fun. And it's pretty rare. Most lobbies you go into, there isn't going to be toxicity in Playground because everyone's actually playing. So really, the only times if you come across a rager. But yeah. So that's why Playground is S tier. Let's go on to the next map. Next up, we have Belief, one of my favorite maps to play. It's really good sometimes for quests. Like, a quest pattern that I've gotten once was destroy 30 blocks with an explosive and fall into spikes. It's a really good map for something like that, so some quests just fit it perfectly. And then there's also just the fact of playing Spleef. Really fun mini game. Everyone can play it, but the only bad thing is some people will abuse items and not allow other people to use them. Like, a lot of people will abuse grapplers but won't let other people have any grapplers or fireworks. Some people really don't play the game and they just get annoying. So that's why I'm going to give this a C tier, because I really like it and it's really fun, but it doesn't really last very long, and sometimes you're just stuck with nothingness. And some people will be screaming or painting it bright cyan or things like that. So that's why it's C tier. Now let's get on to the next map. This is the last map to the top. It's pretty fun to just mess around with. I'm actually going to be trying to do this while I talk. It's just really fun to do the parkour, and you can help other people out with it by giving them items that can help them. I don't like to use items, it's a really good challenge, and it is possible. So I would say this is a really good map. 1, practice your parkour. 2, it's just really fun to challenge yourself, and it's just really fun overall. A lot of people can complain, like if you want to challenge them to a race and you're a lot better at it than them, then people will complain a lot because of things like that happening. So it's like the community can be toxic in here, which is why I am going to be rating this in a B tier, because it's really fun to challenge yourself. That's the major thing about this map, and it's really just a really good map that they added, and they really just added it as an example. So I really like this map, so it's just really good overall, and I'm saying my ranking as B tier as the final ranking. So with all of that in mind, those are the map ratings, and yeah, so that's the end of the video, and those are my rankings. This is all my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but this is my opinion on what all the maps should be ranked. Again, S tier is the best, A tier second best, B tier is third best, C tier fourth, D tier fifth, and F tier worst. But this is all my opinion. You can think differently. But yeah, that's all I have for this video, and goodbye.